Hello everyone, we're going to be talking about the parasympathetic system today, as opposed to our sympathetic system in the last video that comes out in a thoracolumbar outflow. We have a craniosacral outflow here. So we can see that from the brainstem, our cranial nerves, there's a few of those that carry parasympathetics with them. And then all the way down here, we have some what's called pelvic nerves, pelvic splanchnic nerves, that are going to be carrying the rest of that parasympathetic information out there. So again, parasympathetics are a craniosacral outflow. All right. Now the neurotransmitters that it's going to use is acetylcholine. All right. And they're going to have really long preganglionic fibers. So remember, all autonomics need to synapse before they do work. All right. So they're going to have really long parasympathetic preganglionic fibers, and then they're usually going to synapse at the effector organ. All right. So as they come down, they're going to go to the organ, and embedded in that organ wall, or maybe along that organ, are going to be little ganglions for that parasympathetics to attach to right there. The only time that's really going to be different is up here in the head. All right. And you see this. We have cranial nerve 3, 7, 9 in the head that are going to be doing work. And so we call the COPS by 3, 9, 7, 7. All right. So ocular motor is going to go to C in COPS, the ciliary ganglion, right there. And it's going to do everything it needs to with the eye. So remember, parasympathetics are rest and repose. I don't need a lot of light coming in when I'm just hanging out. So it's going to constrict the pupil. All right. Then 7 is going to do work at a couple of different glands. All right. And so it's going to go to the P and the S of COPS, pterygopalatine ganglion, and that's going to help out with lacrimation, crying, as well as some mucous membranes. And then it's also going to go to the submandibular ganglion to help out with our sublingual and our submandibular salivary glands down here. And then finally, we have 9. Cranial nerve 9 goes to the otic ganglion near our ear here, and it's going to jump off and go through some different nerves and go to the parotid gland, our biggest salivary gland there. So remember, for parasympathetics of the head, we're going to call COPS 3977. COPS 3977. All right. The rest of it is our long wanderer, vagus. Now, of course, that's where we get the word vagabond. And so vagus means wanderer. And it's going to go down all of these different organs down here, all the way until the last third of the large intestine. So we're going to have this parasympathetic dominance over all of our internal organs, especially the heart. And so remember, the heart rate, if I don't have any parasympathetic activity to it, is usually going to be around 80 beats per minute, give or take, right? Now, with the parasympathetics on it, now we're going to range between 60 and 80, all right? Now, if that goes away, heart rate goes up, all right? Now, to get the rest of it, we have pelvic splanchnics that come out here at the lower part of our spinal cord, and that's going to go to the rest of the large intestine, the rectum, some of your kidneys, bladders, and of course, reproductive organs as well. And so you're going to see a huge range, but notice that we don't have as many inputs as we do for the sympathetics. And that's important. For rest and repose, we don't need a ton of inputs, right? A lot of these organs have gap junctions, and those cells talk to one another. So we don't need as many inputs into the system. We're not going to dump a bunch of acetylcholine in and try to get everything down really quickly. Sympathetics, we need a jolt. And so that's why you have a lot of inputs for sympathetics. But parasympathetics, not nearly as much. Just to kind of go on for a deeper chemical dive here, you're going to have cholinergic and adrenergic fibers. All right. All preganglionic fibers are going to be acetylcholine. Okay. Now, this is going to be a little different because we just said that parasympathetics are acetylcholine. We're talking about preganglionic fibers. Preganglionic fibers are all acetylcholine. All right. It's the postganglionic fibers that work a little bit differently. Sympathetics are going to have norepinephrine, though the only difference is with the adrenal medulla. That's going to dump epinephrine into the system. But if we're talking about the nerves, that's going to be norepinephrine. For parasympathetics, it's acetylcholine. All right. And so there you go. That's your parasympathetics. Let me know if you have any questions.